Today, we are visiting Celeste Armstrong in her beautiful, vintage, Glorious Glendale home.
This house was built in 1927. Theodore and Florence Bowles bought this house in 1929 for $9,000. Leslie, their granddaughter, was looking for the house that her family grew up in, and she was walking up and down our street, and I was outside, so we figured out that this was her childhood home, or her family's childhood home. The floor plan of the house is engraved in my memory. Whenever I write a story, the characters still end up using that floor plan. Enter living room, then dining room, then kitchen with separate breakfast room in front, near driveway. So her pen name is Elizabeth Spur, and her books are in our central library. And she grew up in this house and uses its floor plan in her books. Her grandfather bought what is in our backyard from the Rose Parade, we think in 1933, before the flood. I was told that the previous owners bought this from the Rose Parade in 1933. It must be 80 years old. The original pictures that I got have it twice the size.
Oh.
So we think they must have cut it in half. And I have a picture of how it looked before the flood and then after the flood. The flood was New Year's Day, 1934.
I am 93 years old, and I have lived in Glendale since I was 6 months old.
So you are a true Glendalian.
Yes.
I understand you lived right by the wash?
Yes, the backyard fell back into the wash. The wash was not cemented. It was just a part of the riverbed. My dad made a playhouse for us at that time because he wanted me to have a companion. All the children in the area played down at our house because we had a basketball posted, you know, where children would
throw some hoops.
Yes.
Did you play basketball?
Oh, yes.
Oh, what fun.
The big thing doing the time that I was really very young was a matter of going down into the wash and catching. It was not lined with concrete as it is now. And we caught pollywogs.
Oh. Did you take the pollywogs home?
I took the pollywogs into our garage.
Oh, very good.
And the pollywogs didn't stay there. They grew into little tiny frogs.
That must have been so much fun.
It was.
Yeah,
it was.
Very nice. Today, we're visiting with Caroline and Charles Edwards. What year were you born?
December the 28th, 1927.
Wonderful. Right here in Glendale.
Yes.
Were you born in the hospital?
Yeah, the community hospital.
The community hospital?
It was called the Windsor Hospital at that time.
Did you ever go to the Alex Theater?
Oh, yeah.
Many times.
Yeah.
And how much was it to get in those days?
I think it was a quarter. I think the first time I went there it was Jesse James. The movie Jesse James.
You saw Jesse James?
I even think it might be the first movie I ever saw at the movie house. I might have been 7 years old.
I don't know how I went there, but somebody told me about it, and I went. And Charles was there. He's been going for a while. And when he saw me, he came to me right away and said hi. And
When did you get married?
Well, that was on Washington, where
the church was
St. Paul.
St. Paul's Church in Los Angeles, yes.
How did you find this beautiful vintage house?
Yeah, well, I just never left Glendale except for a couple of years in the Navy.
Yeah, he was in the Navy.
Yeah.
Yes, and he did all the property buying. He bought our first house on Oak Street, where the gallery is now. We lived in a little shack place. It was I don't know what it was, a garage, and they made it into a room, you know, a house, and it was very cheap. And I was working, the garment industry, which was only a few houses down the street.
And what did you do in the garment industry?
I was packing pajamas in the boxes, and it was two little old wooden houses, no paint on them, bushes in the front, and red rugs and green walls. And my children says, "Mom, I don't like this place," but we liked it because we knew that we would paint it and fix it up, and it would be. I have 3 beautiful girls, and that's how we got to live here. And we've been very happy here.